Hi everyone and welcome to episode 6 of Conquer the Curse at Benfica with me, the United City FM. So today we play our second leg in our first knockout round of the Champions League. We made it through the group in the last episode. Today we play that second leg. So we've already played the first leg and you don't even know who the opponent is pretty much at the moment. And let me tell you, my Benfica side are playing against Ajax of Holland. And we got off to a brilliant start in the first leg. A fantastic double from Darwin Núñez. I don't know what name that was going to be, but Darwin Núñez got a double. Yaremchuk, his strike partner, got a third. And we came away with a 3-0 lead. So second leg up today. Can we finish the job? There's some transfers to tell you about as well. So let's get into it. So before we get into the Champions League stuff, let's just cover everything domestic because that's really not our focal point for this series, the domestic stuff, but it's worth keeping you up to date with it. If we go into our competition page, you'll see that we're out of the Portuguese League Cup. We got beaten by Porto. We're also in the semi-finals of the Portuguese Cup currently, and we're 3-0 up in the first leg of that one. So we've got a second leg still to come. And European Champions Cup, you can see that we've got that 3-0 lead against Ajax. We'll focus more on that in a second. But the league itself, we are absolutely flying in it. 71 points off 26 matches. Porto and Sporting are behind us on 56 and 54 points respectively. We've pretty much already sewn up the league, even at this point, I would suggest. And we've been absolutely dominant all the way through. If we quickly go into our schedule page, you'll see all the green dots. We occasionally lose something like that Porto semi-final that we were in. But other than that, look at all the green dots, all the wins that we've been getting. It's been phenomenal stuff. And between now and the end of the domestic season, we don't have to play Porto or Sporting again. So I'm looking forward to hoping those green dots continue all the way through to the end of the season. We'll see how we do on that one. We've still got that second leg of the semi-final in the Portuguese Cup to come as well. But yeah, things are going really fantastically well, including that 3-0 win in the first leg at home, it must be said. We've got to go away from home now against Ajax in the Champions Cup first knockout stage. So that's the game to play. But before we do that, let's just look at a couple of signings that I've made since you and I were together last. So there's a couple of recognisable names that we'll look at in a second in the in column. But in the out column, the only player that left our first team squad was Julian Weigl. He went to Bayern Munich for 20 million. He was underperforming. He'd lost his place to Maiter anyway in my starting lineup. So ultimately, it didn't really bother me too much. And I felt I could find a good replacement for him. And I have. So he's the only one out. In terms of the ins, we've bought a player in and we've loaned a couple in as well. So you'll see just behind my face, there are a couple of slightly hidden players from the likes of 2 from Juventus and 1 from Barcelona. That's where we've been shopping in the January transfer window. So first off, I felt I needed a better left fullback. I feel like Grimaldo is brilliant, but the backup to him wasn't particularly strong. So I have bought in a new backup to him at 2.9 million. We've gone and bought Luca Pellegrini. It was a brilliant deal from Juventus for 2.9 million, I think. And he's going to come in and really, really push Grimaldo to be as good as he can be, I think. And I'm really happy to have him in. Now, I think he's got some gaps, etc. He's not the complete finished article, but for where we are, I think he's a really good option. So left fullback, he comes into the club, permanent deal for him. And so that's a really good deal for us. The following 2 are loaned players. Now, the first loan player that I want to talk about is from Barcelona. And the reason that we bought him in is because one of our central defenders, Vertonghen, got an injury for a few months. It's like 2 or 3 months. And so I thought he was going to miss most of the rest of the season. So I needed some central defensive cover. And I found this player from Barcelona that everybody will know. And Umtiti comes in from Barcelona, 28-year-old Frenchman. Most people know him. Again, really good for the level of football that we're playing at. 14s in most key areas, a couple of little bits more than that in terms of 15 in marking, 16 in possession. Everything else across the board is absolutely adequate and fine for what we need. And he's going to come in and rotate in and out of the squad and give us a lot of opportunity for competition for places. And I think this is a really good deal for the second half of this season. And he's helped us tremendously already in just a couple of games that he's played. So Umtiti in the house, which is fantastic. And then the really good deal that I made, it might not seem so, potentially in terms of name value, maybe. But if you're in the know, you'll probably know. A second loan player is the Weigl, whichever way around it's supposed to be, Weigl replacement. And it's this guy from Juventus, Denis Zakaria, or Zakaria, whichever way around that's supposed to be pronounced. But he's been fantastic. He's played 5 games from the start, 3 substitute appearances for us so far, got a 7.18 average rating. And as a holding midfield player, he's doing really great. Actually, he's playing the Carolero role for me at the moment, but he's really, really solid in the defensive part of his midfield game. So that has been really key to us. And I think, again, for the second half of this season, I don't know whether I could have found much better than him to come in and be part of this squad. And he's playing a lot for me. So that's fantastic. So those are the people that I've brought into the club. You can see I haven't really spent too much money, but we've also made 20 million on Weigl. So that's really pretty good as well. So all in all, I'm really happy with the squad. I'm really happy with the structure of our fixtures recently in terms of how well we've been doing. We've got a 3-0 lead over Ajax. Can we now go and finish the job? Let's find out. So the only issues in terms of personnel that we've got, Vertonghen has still got a few weeks out. He's been out for quite a while. Remember, the last time you and I were together was back in December. He's been out for a couple of months. So that's why we bought some replacements of Umtiti in January for him. We're now in March, so he's not too far out. He's got a couple of weeks left of his injury, so we'll see what happens there. Almeida has got a little bit of a fitness issue, so he's off the bench today. Bernardo is in and out of the squad, so he's not a regular anyway, but he's injured. And then, unfortunately, Pellegrini, the left fullback replacement that I bought in to just put some pressure on Grimaldo, is now out himself for the next 12 days to 4 weeks. So 2 to 4 weeks, basically. So he's picked up a bit of a knock, unfortunately. But he's been doing well when we've had him in and around the squad. And we have got plenty of rotating options here and there. We managed to keep all of our big players in the January window, and it was a little bit tricky. There were some that were touted to go elsewhere, but we held on to them. And so for this one season, we're giving it as good as we can go, and then we'll reshape it again in the summer transfer window if we need to. But for today's match against Ajax, 3-0 up, we're going full bore at it just to get the job done. Vlachodimos in goal, Gilberto at right back, Grimaldo at left back, Verissimo and Otamendi in central defence, Zakaria and Mario in central midfield, Goncalves on the right, Everton on the left, Nunes and Yaramchuk, up top, and everybody else on the bench. So let's get into today's game and see what happens. So I've calmly told the players that I expect nothing but a win today. It's not strictly true. All I really care about is that we don't lose badly enough to actually lose the tie. We're 3-0 up, remember? Let's get through all of the intro stuff and straight into kickoff. I want to get going today and see if we can get this result and make it as easy for ourselves as possible. Of course, Ajax are going to be up for this. They're going to want to do something in revenge to what we did to them. This is now their home game. So we've got to be on our mettle, but a 3-goal advantage should give us enough. We're in such good form at the moment. I would think that we'll be able to give them as much of a problem as they potentially could give us. So we'll see how it works out. I think they were just a little bit unlucky with the amount of goals that we scored in the first game. And there's a goal for them after 14 minutes of the game. We go 1-0 down, a good sweeping move. They went right through the middle, and he had we had a head start on him, and we didn't close him down enough and get to the ball first. Berghuis goes in and gets the strike on goal, puts it underneath the goalkeeper, and we go 1-0 down on the night. And there's another highlight for Ajax. This could turn around really, really quickly if we're not on our mettle here. And it looks like they're getting another shot. They do. It gets blocked, but they win the loose ball again on the box, on the edge of the box. And the goalkeeper has to scramble that one away. First 20 minutes of the game, and we are absolutely under the pressure here. They have a corner kick. They whip it in. We get the ball away. Darwin Núñez, the superstar of our show, gets the ball, takes it over halfway line. Yaremchuk takes over, gets it to the byline and draws the challenge in, and it goes out for our corner kick. Corner comes in from the far side, and it's cleared by Ajax, and they win the second ball, which is disappointing. We should be able to fight for those loose balls a little bit better than we are. We picked up a few yellow cards. We're a little bit down in terms of possession and on chances on target. It's going to be a tricky game, this one, but if we can hold out till half-time and just keep it to a 1-goal deficit at the most, then maybe we've got something to work with in the second half just to give ourselves a little bit of breathing space. But if they get a second one here, which they're more than capable of, seemingly, they hit the woodwork and they regain the possession as well, and they keep coming, but we get it eventually. We are living on a knife edge. Again, they're fastest to the ball. Not happy with this at all, to be honest. Now we've had half hour of being second best in pretty much every department, so we're going to go and fire them up for the last 15 minutes of this first half, just to see if we can properly get them at the races a little bit more than they are, because at the moment we're slow to every second ball, every opportunity we have to challenge for anything. We don't seem to be really in there and digging it out. And at the moment, Ajax are in the lead and looking pretty decent for it. 10 shots at goal, 4 on target for them, 4 and 3 for us. We've had lower percentage of possession, and they've got that 1 goal from a fairly good set of highlights for them, really. We've reached the half-time point, though. We're only 1 goal down on the day, 3-1 up on aggregate, though, remember. So that's something that we need to bear in mind. We're now going to pump the fists. No, I'm not going to do that. We're going to go worse than that. We're going to point the finger. Let's go. We need more possession in the second half. I'm disappointed with what I've seen so far. Why not? Let's just see if we can keep that ball. And to do that, we're momentarily going to pause it. We're going to go into the instructions, and we're going to lower the passing length, and we're going to lower the tempo as well. And we're just going to play keep ball a little bit better than we have been. The intention now is to just frustrate Ajax a little bit. I don't care if we lose this game 1-0 at this point. I really don't, as long as we go through in the tie. Obviously, I want to come back into the game if I can. But the worst case scenario, if that's that we still go through, I'll take it. But between now and the end of the game, I just want to frustrate them. No more highlights, I'll be happy with. Let's just see this game out and get Ajax out of the competition and move forward, because it's a little bit of a tricky first half. We're doing our job. Second half, it's going really quickly. We're up to 70 minutes already. Not a highlight to be seen. At 73 minutes, we're going to pause the match. And we've done our job much better. We've held on to the ball. Obviously, we've frustrated them. The highlights aren't there anymore. We've got some yellow cards, some very poor performances, to be honest. So we're going to take some of those out just to protect ourselves a little bit. So how are we going to do that? We're going to put Maita in instead of Zakaria in midfield, because that combative midfielder, he's got a yellow card. Don't want to pick him up another one. Goncalves on the right having a really bad game. So we're actually going to put Rafa on and then switch him round with Everton and get those playing in their preferred positions. In that sense, we can take one more player off, and I think we will take off... let's take off Gilberto down the right-hand side of our defence and put Lazaro in, just again because a slightly underperforming player and the yellow card comes out of the team. So that should help us moving into the last little bit. And we've got 17 minutes left, plus a little bit of injury time. We've got all the opportunities to go through here. We just have to remain calm. This is the perfect second half so far. Hardly any highlights. Then we get one, a near post from a corner kick. Verissimo puts the ball at the goal, but Onana picks it up for Ajax comfortably. He's going to clear the ball. Can we win the ball defensively? We do just about enough to get it back to our goalkeeper. How's he going to go about this? He's going to boot it downfield as well. That's a little bit disappointing considering we closed down the passing distance, etc. I would hope that he would have just dinked it out a little bit, and they've absolutely made us pay for it. That's really disappointing from our goalkeeper. He was not following instructions there, unfortunately. And they've managed to counter-attack very well and get the space in the box from... I can't even read what his name is. Kleber. My eyesight is going, obviously. And they get a second goal with 10 minutes left. So it's on a knife edge all of a sudden. We now absolutely have to suppress everything. So we're going to go into the cautious mentality and try and hold on to this ball. They get through on goal again and they miss their chance. I think it was offside anyway, but they had a perfect chance to get another goal and didn't really take it on that occasion. We are absolutely living the most dangerous game here. Finally, we won a little bit of a defensive ball, which is good. And then Yaremchuk doesn't do enough with it. He's picked up a knock. He's going to have to see the game out, but whether his knock was the cause of it or not, he did not hold the ball up well, and we let it ricochet around in our penalty box before eventually getting it clear. They're giving me heart palpitations, to be honest. If I'm totally honest with you, I'm not impressed with what I've seen in this particular match. We've been on such a good run. I think Ajax had their tails up because of what we did to them last time out, and they've got one last chance, and they've equalised in the 93rd minute. 2 minutes of injury time played out of 5, 3 minutes, should I say, out of 5, and they get another goal, and they've turned this game completely around, and we're going to have to play extra time, which is absolutely insane. We were 3-0 up, and we haven't shown up at all today. I've changed the style of play a little bit to try and hold the ball a bit better. We did it for long periods of that second half, and then again, in the last 10 minutes or so, they came back at us. We're going to have to do this the very, very hard way now. So we're going to throw the water bottle at them. Far from pleased with what I've seen. We're going to go into the tactics, see if I can make another substitution. I'm not sure if I can or not, but it's worth having a look and see if I can. Yaremchuk will take out, if we can, and put Pino up top. We can make that change. There's a couple more I'd like to be able to change, but I'm just going to check and see if we can. I don't think we can. Oh, we can. Okay, that's interesting. I will make one more if I can. Let's go there. Will it let me do one more? It can. There we go. We'll make those changes and then we'll move into the rest of the game. Obviously, it's 5 subs for the Champions League, I'm guessing. So start of extra time, couple of extra legs, extra energy in the legs on the pitch. We've got another half hour to play. It should go fairly quickly. And hopefully we can find a way to get back into this game. We're going to reset our tactic. That's not the button I wanted to get to. Let's clear that and go back to the game momentarily. We're going to reset our tactic in a second and go back to positive. We're on the ball currently, which is good to see finally. Nunes gets involved in the play. Moita takes over. Everton gets into the box and then a little bit of a tame shot. I'm just going to momentarily pause the game so I can go into the instructions. We're going to increase the attacking width. We're going to go back up a little bit on the passing and a lot more on the tempo. In transition, there's nothing I want to change there, I don't think. So we're all fine and we'll just go with that and make those changes back in the positive mentality of where we started from, really, which is our natural game. It's the way that we usually play. So we'll see whether that works for us in the remainder of this fixture. But Ajax have got their tails up. They've got all the momentum in the world now behind them. And we're going to have to go some, really, to get through this game. Again, we eventually get the ball out, but it's a corner kick. And Ajax get the corner in. And they get the header in. This is ridiculous. Oh boy, 4-0 they've got us on this day. I'm going to have to read the riot act again. We're going to skip that. I don't want to see it again. We're going to go into the shouts, not the instructions, the shout. It's all going wrong, everybody. We're going to berate the players now and absolutely rip into them from the touchline. They've got to find a way to do something about this. Feels like we're fading away. And that's so disappointing considering what we were like in the first game. Right, start of the second period of extra time. We've got 15 minutes to do something about this. We're going to go very attacking. Why not? We've got nothing else to lose at this point. If they get more goals, what's the difference, really? We've got to give this game a go. Mario wins the ball, sends it up top to Pino, and he jinks past the defender, gets all the way to the side of the penalty box, gets it in the box, and we lose possession there. Defensively, they figure it out, and they counter-attack, and we're going to get a player sent off. Verissimo, second yellow card, tries to win that ball, doesn't do it well enough, and it's all gone very, very wrong. And I think I might be seeing you next season, if I'm totally honest. Remember this, absolutely, this series is all about European stuff. It's not about the domestic stuff in any way, shape or form. We will be moving on through to next season's European stuff. We've already qualified for the Champions League for next season through our league. We've got an injury up top now as well. You tell me, chat. What could I have possibly done? Everything has gone against me. Everything has in this particular game. Nothing is working out at all. We carry on. We've got a few minutes left to play. It looks like it's just going to go completely badly and we're going to get dumped out of the Champions League when there's no reason to think that we should have before the game at all. You've seen the form that we've been in. You've seen the game that we played against Ajax in the first leg. And this is just completely the opposite of everything. It's the curse of the episodes. I'm telling you, it's the curse of the episodes. 122 minutes, full-time whistle goes. We lose. We go out of the Champions League. We went down to 10 men. Everything went wrong. We went down to 9 men, for goodness sake, because of the injury as well. So we can go in, throw the water bottle at them, see you in training tomorrow, not having that. And it was a really, really bad day, everybody. A really bad day. So this is going to be a really weird ending to this video, and it is the ending to this video. It's also the end for this season in terms of you and I on the episodes. Next episode, we're going to be coming back at the start of whatever our European campaign is next season, because that's how this series is going to work. I will continue to play through domestically, finish it all off. I'll update you on exactly what happens next episode. We're going to win everything, though, pretty much domestically. It looks really, real nailed on for us. But in terms of what we're coming back for, we'll be in the Champions League next time round, whether in the group stages or in a qualifying round. I suspect it will be the group stages, so I'll update you all on that next episode. I've also got a transfer window to go through now in the summer before you and I speak again, and anything could happen, couldn't it, really? Don't really know what else to tell you, so we're going to end it there. It was so disappointing. I don't really know what happened, but everything crumbled amongst us, and we'll be back next season. So thank you for joining me. I'm completely befuddled. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.